I want you to be honest with me for a second. No filters, no pretending. Have you ever felt like something inside you woke up, like a switch flipped deep within you, and suddenly the world didn't look the same anymore? Colors felt deeper, conversations felt meaningful, even silence felt alive. It was like you were finally seeing something real, something most people couldn't see, like you had touched a different layer of reality, and for a while, it consumed you, changed the way you think, the way you feel, the way you see yourself. But then, one day, it just faded. Not dramatically, not all at once, no big moment, no clear ending, but slowly, quietly, almost like a dream you can't fully remember anymore. You stopped feeling that intensity, that deep connection, that sense that everything meant something. And now you're sitting there wondering, did I lose it? Did I do something wrong? Was any of it even real? If that's where you are right now, this video is going to hit deeper than you expect. Because what if your spiritual awakening isn't disappearing? What if it's ending? Exactly the way it's supposed to. Stay with me. Today we're going to talk about 7 signs your spiritual awakening is over. But not in the way you think, not as failure, not as regression, but as something far more unsettling and far more powerful. Because most people only talk about waking up. Nobody talks about what happens after, the part where the magic fades, the clarity dissolves, and you're left standing in a version of reality that feels strangely ordinary. This is the phase that confuses people. This is where many think they've lost it. But in truth, this is where the real transformation begins. Sign 1. The intensity fades at the beginning of your awakening. Everything feels electric. You notice patterns. Synchronicities follow you everywhere. Music feels deeper. Conversations feel symbolic. It's like you're finally seeing behind the curtain of reality. But then, that intensity starts to fade. The signs don't feel as strong. The magic becomes quieter, and you start to panic. You think, I've lost my connection. But here's the truth. You didn't lose it. You absorbed it. The awakening phase is loud because it needs to shake you. But once it does its job, it doesn't need to scream anymore. Silence is the next stage. Sign 2. You feel normal again. This one is uncomfortable. After everything you experienced, you expected to feel different forever. Elevated, detached, transformed beyond recognition. But instead, you feel normal. You wake up. You go about your day. You laugh, stress, think, react like everyone else. And part of you feels disappointed, like you've fallen back into the same old version of yourself. But here's what most people don't realize. True transformation doesn't remove your humanity. It grounds it. You're not meant to escape life. You're meant to return to it, with awareness. Sign 3. You question everything. There comes a moment where you start doubting the entire experience. You question your beliefs. You question what you felt. You even question if you were just imagining things. This phase can feel almost like betrayal. How could something that felt so real now feel so distant? But this is where things get deeper, because awakening isn't about replacing one belief system with another. It's about breaking your dependence on certainty. You're not losing truth. You're losing your need to cling to it. Sign 4. Silence replaces insight. There was a time when insights came to you constantly. Late-night realizations, deep emotional clarity, moments where everything just clicked. But now, it's quiet. No breakthroughs, no overwhelming realizations. Just stillness. And it feels empty, but it's not empty, it's integration. Before you were receiving, now you're becoming, and becoming is silent. Sign 5. You lose interest in spiritual content. This one surprises people the most. You used to crave spiritual videos, books, conversations. You wanted to learn everything. Now, you scroll past it. It doesn't hit the same. It even feels repetitive. And you start thinking, why am I not interested anymore? Because you're no longer searching. You've moved from seeking to being. And here's the uncomfortable truth. Endless consumption can become another form of escape. At some point, you stop learning about life and start living it. Sign 6. You feel emotionally grounded. During awakening, emotions can be intense. High highs, deep lows, moments of overwhelming clarity or pain. But now, things feel stable, less dramatic, less extreme. You're not as easily triggered, not as easily elevated either. And part of you wonders if you've lost depth. But what you've actually gained is balance. You're no longer swinging between extremes. You've found the center, and the center isn't loud, it's steady. Sign 7. You return to the world differently. This is the final sign. You come back to the same world. But you're not the same person. You still go to work, still talk to people, still deal with everyday life. But something is different. You don't chase validation the same way. You don't react as quickly. You see through things you used to get caught in. It's subtle. Most people won't notice it, but you will. Because you're no longer trying to escape the world. You're participating in it. Consciously. Here's what no one tells you. Spiritual awakening isn't meant to last forever. At least, not in the way it begins. The intense phase. That's just the door opening. But eventually, you have to walk through it. And once you do, the door doesn't need to stay open behind you. The goal was never to stay in a constant state of awakening. The goal was to become someone who doesn't need it anymore. So if you've been feeling like it's over, like something has faded, like you've lost that version of yourself, maybe you didn't lose anything. Maybe you've just reached the part of the journey that most people never understand. The quiet part, the grounded part, the real part. And maybe this isn't the end of your awakening. It's the moment it finally became you. If this resonated with you, I want you to take a moment, just a moment, and share your experience in the comments. Not just yes or no, but where you are right now in your journey. Have you felt this shift, that quiet change, where everything that once felt intense suddenly became still? Let's talk about it. Because someone reading your comment might finally feel understood for the first time. And if you're on this journey, whether you're just waking up, or you feel like you've reached this quiet phase, make sure you subscribe and join this space. Because here, we're not just talking about awakening, we're talking about the parts no one explains, the confusing parts, the silent transformations, and most importantly, we're talking about what comes after,